Hello students, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to study about activation energy and we will see how the enzymes are reducing the activation energy. So first, let us understand what is activation energy. See, all the reactions, whether they are exergonic means energy is released or endergonic, they use energy. Means whether they are anabolic, means polymerization is going on, or catabolic means breakdown of the complex into simple is going on. So whatever type of reaction are this, they have one energy barrier which they have to cross, and that is known as activation energy. They have to cross this barrier so that they can break the existing bond and then they can start the reaction. So initial investment we have to do to start the reaction means we have to change the structure of the reactant molecule so that old bonds can break. That minimum energy which we have to invest, that is known as activation energy. Clear beta? You can imagine in this way कि it is a amount of energy needed to push the reactant to the top of the barrier, means uphill, so that downhill reaction can start. So activation energy is often generally supplied by heat in the form of a thermal energy that the reactant molecule absorb from the surrounding. And absorption of the thermal energy will accelerate the reactant molecules so that they can collide more often and more forcefully. It also helps agitate the atoms, making the breaking of bond more likely. So when the molecules have absorbed enough energy for bonds to break, reactant is becoming unstable. We say it is a transition state. Now see in this diagram. In this diagram, you will see we are using reactant A and B and C and D. So we have to invest little bit initial energy. This initial energy which we have to invest, you can see the curve, to make them to reach to the transition state so that existing bond can break and then final new product can form. So we have to send uphill this much energy which we have to send uphill to convert the reactant to the transition state is known as activation energy. So that existing bond break and then this is the product formation is going on. Is it clear, beta? So this is activation energy. Now see what is the role of the enzyme. Enzyme will just function to low down the activation energy. Enzyme work is just to low down that energy activation which is required so that the reaction can move at very fast rate. We see this diagram. See, this is an example which is without enzyme. Catabolic means your reactant is changing into the product. Clear? It is exergonic reaction also. And this is anabolic, in which reactant is changing into the product. And if you see energy level product is high, so it is endergonic. This much activation energy is required. You can see the diagram. This much activation energy is required without enzyme. But see with the enzyme, what is going on? If you see, activation energy is only this much required. In both the cases, activation energy with the enzyme is reduced. So reaction can proceed very fast. One enzyme, carbonic anhydrase, can do the catalyzation of carbon dioxide and water into carbonic acid 10 million times faster than uncatalyzed reaction. So enzyme work is just to low down the activation energy. That is why the enzymes are able to speed up the reaction. So I hope so in this short video, you have understood what is activation energy and what is the role of the enzyme in this activation energy. Thanks for watching.